the UFC had a fight. They were planning UFC 208 the same night as Tito Chael. And last week, they canceled. Or no, they didn't cancel it. I'm sorry. They postponed it. So they threw the white flag up against Tito and Chael, and Tito's dumbass thanked them. They'd already quit. Tito's dumbass thanked them. In a tweet, he tweeted out, "Hey, thanks UFC for not going up against me in my last fight." It's like, dummy, it's a new company. You're probably not going to get Chuck's job. What are you doing? The company that you need to think about is Bellator. They've been paying you for the last 2 or 3 years. They're who you're fighting your last fight in. Don't thank the UFC. Somebody report this, man. The UFC was going to try to queer that deal. They were going to try to queer old Chael and Tito's big-ass fight that everybody's going to watch, and they dick-tucked. They threw up the white flag, and Tito's dumbass thanked him for it.
Listen, man, he hasn't made a move, PR-wise, that I don't just sit back and go, what's wrong with this guy? And I don't know if he's a dummy. I don't know if he's drinking late at night and he sends out weird. It's that unexplainable that I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, if you want to fire a shot, man, you do it while the competition's going. Once your opponent concedes, you don't thank them for conceding. You claim victory, you dumb son of a bitch. Either stay out of it, like I did, don't even touch on it at all, or you claim victory, even if it's on accident. You don't come out and thank them because they would have beaten you anyway, which is essentially what he's saying. Hey, thank you for not. What an idiot. And then whatever position he is pining for, which is so blatantly obvious, whatever position he is pining for isn't going to happen to the point that you just made. They just fired Liddell and Matt Hughes. They just fired him, and they should. In fairness, yes, if I'm buying a company, I got to look where the waste is at. If I'm letting Marshall go, okay. If I'm letting Marshall Zaletnik go, I'm letting two knuckleheads that are collecting $30,000 a month and don't even live in the state go. Well, you have to.
But you know who they didn't let go?
Who?
Forrest.
Yeah, well, you know about Fofo? You know Fofo is only one of those three that took the job seriously. Do you know that story?
No idea.
Yeah, it's not that great of a story, but it is relevant to this case. So three guys got those jobs, and those were really cool jobs. Now, what was supposed to happen there from a UFC standpoint is they looked after some of their boys that were there for them. And above everything, what's the UFC get? Well, they get some good PR. A lot of people are saying, hey, you don't have retirement plans, and you're not taking care of the guys. And whether that's true or not, that dialogue was out there. So you go give some of these guys that helped to do the carry lifting early on, you give them jobs that last forever. So Chuck got the first one, and it's $30,000 a month. He doesn't have to do anything. He lived in San Luis Obispo. This is before the police department ran him out of San Luis Obispo, and he had to go to Vegas. He wasn't even in the state. Matt Hughes still hasn't moved to the state. He lives out in Illinois on the farm. So it's quite literally fake job. They then gave one to Forrest, who happened to be living in Vegas. Well, Forrest took one look at it and goes, well, if I'm going to collect a check, I'm going to do something. So Forrest goes into the office. They give him the job on it. Make up a day, but they give him the job on a Sunday. He's at the office 9 a.m. Monday morning. Well, he puts in a full 8 hours. He does that all 5 days. Next week comes, he does the same thing. Months go by, years go by. Forrest is in the office. When Forrest went in, they didn't have a desk or a spot for him because it wasn't a real job. So he just looked around till he found himself a workspace, started going in every day, started sitting in on meetings. Forrest took it serious. So yes, you could see why if anybody's going to survive, it's Forrest. He is contributing. That's just a fair statement.
So he goes to the place of work to not work.
He goes to the place, well, he was actually, I think he was looking for work. He was showing up kind of going, hey, I'm not assigned to a department. I don't have a department head. I need to get invited in on some of these meetings and become a team member and find out where to go. And then that did happen. He just showed up every day, and then pretty soon some departments started going, hey, Forrest, you want to help us out with this?
So good then for Forrest. I like that. That's a good story.
Oh, it's a great story.
That's a feel-good story.
Yeah, it is a feel-good story, and you respect Forrest Griffin out of it. You go, okay, that was a cool move. That was a cool move right there, and he put his time in, and he's still with them.